Hello, and welcome to another episode of Paco's Taco Podcast. Today's a very special episode. Today we have a panel. I know, it's weird. We've never had a panel before. Yeah, I know. It's the first time. It's amazing. On today's episode, we are going to talk to Brikachu, Snapdax, and Carnesthesia. All three of them are streamers on Twitch and various other platforms, but we'll get into that. Snap, hello. Brikachu, hello. Karn, hello. Welcome.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Hello.
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, thanks for being on.
Mhm.
So as I stated, you guys are streamers, right? Right? You do that quirky little thing.
Supposedly.
Sometimes.
Once in a while. That's what the cool kids are calling it these days.
Yeah, the cool kids. All right, so I guess we'll start with Snap, then Brikachu, then Karn. Just tell me a little bit about yourselves. Tell the viewers, the listeners, a little bit about yourselves, who you are, what you stream, where they can find you.
Yeah, my name's Snapdax or Dylan, as many other people know me. I have streamed for quite a long time on many different platforms. Right now, is only Twitch is the only place that I go live on. But I like to stream a lot of strategy games, a lot of Smite, a lot of other games that you're going to have to use your brain in to figure out how to win, which is really nice. So that's kind of what I do. I like building a community, making people feel welcome, and just kind of producing a good time is really all I kind of look for. So,
And
yeah.
they can find you.
You can find me at twitch.tv/snapdax.
Cool. Brikachu?
Oh gosh, wow. My turn. So hi, I'm Brikachu, or Brienne. I am a Twitch streamer that primarily focuses on League of Legends and sometimes randomly cozy games when I can't stand ranked anymore. Um, my stream is mostly like super community focused, very chatty, and I like to do like beginner League of Legends friendly content. I just feel like I play a game that's really, really hard to get into. There's just like a lot of knowledge there. So just trying to fill the knowledge gap. And you can find me at twitch.tv/Brikachu.
Hey. Karn?
Hello. I am Carnesthesia. Personal peeps call me Marlin. I'm just going to start with the handle. You can find me at twitch.tv/Carnesthesia. I know it's a tough one to say, tough one to spell. But I primarily stream a variety of things, really. I go from Rocket League to I have done Smite in the past. I did Clone Hero yesterday. I'm planning on jumping on some indie games going forward. But we also do the Hero Quest streams with Snapdax as well. Once in a while, you can catch us there on a Saturday once in a while doing that. But as far as what it means to me, I would say I like to have fun. I like to laugh. I like to make people laugh. So definitely try to have a few things in there to spice it up and get some chuckles out of people. I feel like laughter is the medicine for everything. So it's definitely the aura I like to go for.
Okay, cool. So, obviously you all are from different walks of life, different levels of your stream career, right? If you had to go back and think about what got you into streaming, if you had to narrow it down to, I don't know, one or two things specifically that got you into streaming, what is that and why?
I'm a COVID era streamer. So it's not really like a moment, it was like an event. So like during the COVID era, I had broken up with my boyfriend and we were living together. So that was a lot. I had not really even like watched Twitch a bunch. Like my Twitch name was like it had like a bunch of numbers in it. It was like something I randomly thought of on like a Saturday night drunk, like in college. So like um I was like randomly watching like this one pro player that I really liked in League of Legends. He was playing with another dude. I was like, "Oh, fine, like I'll check him out." And that guy, like I feel like if I didn't find that stream, like I just would be in an awful place still. So like being there, like joining that community, I was like, I want to do that. Like I want to be that place for like other people. So that's how I ended up on Twitch.
Okay, solid. I feel like a decent amount of people that are on the Twitch kind of started then.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was a little bit different because back when I started, really the only like platforms that people were using for the most part to put out gaming content was YouTube or Twitch. And it was either you dedicate yourself to Twitch and just kind of go hard at it, or try and make YouTube videos, and that was kind of it. Where it stemmed from, I don't know if there's like a true root of it at all. It was mainly just watching people on those two platforms, not so much Twitch at the time, because it was more YouTube than anything. Because I mean, we always think of like YouTube being the resource for everything, but it really hasn't been around like forever. Only just short of 20 years, really. And so back when I was starting, there wasn't anything that kind of rooted. Seeing other people make content on YouTube and stuff, I was like, as I'm dabbling as a youngin, I'll try it. And for the most part, it was again different streaming platforms. I started on Twitch originally back then, and then as kind of I progressed with age, I was on Beam.pro for a little while. Then that went to Mixer, rest in peace. Loved that platform. It was big on there. Almost got a partner, and then that shut down. And then now I'm back on Twitch. So it's
Okay.
been a journey, but yeah, not really anything like super rooted to it, but it's just more just for the love of gaming.
Okay.
Very cool, very cool. For me, I think where it all began, and it's a little bit of a heartbreaking story, to be honest. Not as bad as you're thinking, but it's what I grew up not really connected. We never really had a computer, never really had internet at the house. However, we did have satellite TV, and back in the Halo 2 days, I would watch the MLG gameplay on G4, and that I think is what got me into wanting to do it. I would say it was probably like 2010, and my friend just gave me a capture card, and this capture card, guys, it was rough. I think it was 240p, and that was about as high as it got. And so I made a couple videos with that, and I'm like, man, if only I could do this but live. But I mean, I'll be 30 in May, and I didn't see or have high-speed internet until I was like 24, 20, 25-ish. So the passion was always there, and it always sucked because I wanted to do it so bad but never had the means to do it. But when I was finally able to be connected, finally to be in that place where I was able to do it, I ran with it, and it's been super cool being able to do it and live essentially my childhood dream. It's super cool.
Hey, what do you mean that's a bad story? That's a good story.
It was sad because I had to spend 15 years wanting to do it until I was finally able to do it, though.
I mean, I feel that pain. I had a GameCube for the longest time. My family was like 2-3 years behind the release date, and then we had that clear until 2008, 2009 when I finally got an Xbox original. So that was a long period of nothing but a GameCube.
GameCube's still one of the goated consoles. I don't know.
It is
complaining
the
You're not
best
wrong.
console of all time, hands down.
That thing revolutionized gaming, dude.
It really did, though. It really did. So I'm glad that was what I had, but I feel your pain. I can relate to your sort of pain with the internet, but with console. Right. Everyone was like, Call of Duty, Xbox. And I'm like, GameCube. So I have a similar story to kind of you two, Breakchu and Snapdax. I also, well, sort of. Snap, I can relate to you because I did my first ever stream 10 years ago on YouTube.
Yeah.
On YouTube. And it was a League of Legends stream. I also had college internet at the time. So the video, it's still up on my channel. Laggy as can be. I'm playing Annie. Horrible. was horrible. But I originally started on YouTube 10 years ago. Then it wasn't until COVID hit, I believe it was like October of 2020, that I finally started streaming again on Twitch. And then I just stuck with it. So I can kind of relate to all of you, really. So that's cool. It's nice to, like I said, see those different backgrounds. Like what got you into it, you know? It's I feel like there's a lot of people that started streaming during COVID, when COVID first hit, and then kind of just fell off because it wasn't their thing. Things started to open back up. They didn't really have time. They had to go back into the office, stuff like that. So rip to those people. Hopefully they're doing all right. But if you're looking for a streamer, like, first of all, do you guys watch other streamers still?
Every day, all the time.
Okay. So when you're looking for a streamer, what exactly do you look for? Like, is it something specific with their stream? Is it the streamer themselves? Like, when you're choosing who you want to watch, obviously you have your favorites, but if you're looking for someone new, or you're looking for something new, like what do you guys look for in a streamer / stream?
Personality, 100%. That you could be the worst player of all time in that specific genre, and if your personality's there and you know you're engaged, you're with the people in your group, and you're communicating and you're making jokes and you're just having fun, I think that is number one. That grabs my attention.
Okay, solid.
Cool. I mean, it kind of piggybacking on what Marlon says, personality is a huge thing. One thing I really look for, and it can get obviously much, much more difficult the bigger you get, but someone who's really engaged with the chat and keeping people kind of involved. If they're sitting there playing, like, obviously that's one thing. Some people will just sit there and they don't care to chat. They'll just watch. That's totally fine. But I think if I'm looking for like maybe like a community to kind of fit myself into, if I'm someone who doesn't really go out and about that much to find new streamers to watch, you know, not obviously people don't really look for like the bigger of streamers, because they want to have a better chance of kind of connecting with other people. And in a chat that just kind of goes like that the whole time, it's kind of hard to do that. But it's someone who's engaged with their chat, someone who's engaged in like introducing new people into the community, and someone who's really good at like remembering names and faces. You can just tell a huge difference. And if they're actually there for gaming and like the building a community, or if they're there for other reasons. But if you are on that level of you've been doing it for a long time, and you, as soon as you see someone in chat, you're like, oh, I remember them and everything about them or whatever, like that's what keeps me engaged for sure.
So real quick then, I have a slight sub question off of that.
Yeah.
Is it looking for something like that, do you feel like it's easy to spot when someone's not genuine when they're streaming?
If you've been in the game for a long time, then yes.
Okay.
If you have been doing it yourself, or you've been in the scene for a long time, there's especially with the people you meet outside of it too, you can really tell a difference in if someone is actually there to be genuine, or if they're there for a different reason. And it just becomes a sense of the streamer. And especially like if you're trying to do it yourself, you can really differentiate, like, okay, this is what I would do, but if they're not doing it, then okay, it seems pretty obvious at that point. But I feel like you can, in my opinion.
Solid. I have to agree with you. I feel like for the majority Twitch streamers and viewers, they're pretty okay about sensing when someone's not genuine.
Yeah.
So, but Brikachu, what do you look for?
I like pick a game and then I sort by like I want to see like the lowest viewers.
Yeah.
I really like watching like tiny streams. Because like I feel like those are the streamers that are in it because like they really want to form a community. But what I'll do is I won't chat. Like I'll sit there and I'll watch for like 5 minutes just to like get a vibe. And then if I say something, and like it's because I recently got partnered, and there's like it like outs you, like there's an icon that tells you. So like if I go in and like somebody like isn't talking to anyone and then I say something and they're like, oh my god, like hello, blah 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 blah, I'm like, oh, okay, like that's a red flag for me. So or like if I go in and I like see like, oh, they're like asking everybody about their day and all of that stuff, like that for me is like a super big green flag, like kind of like what Snap said.
Okay. Solid. I'm very much a fan of supporting small streamers because we all were there. Those that aren't affiliate yet, the hardest thing to hit, in my opinion, is the average viewers. Super easy to get follows. People, if you get rated, a lot of people like to follow. If you post out there, you get random followers. So the followers, I feel like, are easier to hit with that. It's the average viewers. So I too like to look for smaller streamers that aren't quite affiliate, to try to help support them. But along the lines of what you said, you kind of want to hold off. Now I'm just an affiliate. Congrats on partner again.
Oh, thank you.
So they won't know what level I'm at, but I do like to see their vibe. Like if they're, especially like you said, you can tell who's in it because they're having fun. You know, they're the people that you could have 0 viewers. You could have 0 viewers in your channel and you're still trying to engage with a non-existent chat. You know, or if you see like one of the biggest things that I wish I would have changed a little bit starting out is not watching that viewer count. I think the viewer count is deadly. It is deadly because you're watching it and you're like, oh, well, you know, my other streams I have 30 people watching and this one I only have 8. Oh no. And then it just throws you off. The people that chat when there's 0, they're chatting to no one. That's nice to see. That's nice to support because you know that they're in it just because they want to. So I kind of agree with all of you.
Everyone goes through it too. I mean, it's not like everyone has seen the 0 viewers. Like it's everyone goes through it. So, you know, any of the new people that are wanting to give it a shot, just do it. You know, you ain't got nothing to lose.
Very true. That is a huge. I still deal with it. The biggest issue that most people have, step 1, opening that stream software. Step 2, hitting that go live button. Those are the 2 hardest steps of your stream. I promise you. If you're consistent and you're genuine, you're doing it to have fun and you're just there to build a community of fellow like-minded people, open up the program, hit the go live.
Or force yourself into a schedule. Do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think consistency is key.
If you do even the simplest of things of forcing yourself to make a schedule, and the people who consistently want to be there, they will remember that schedule and they will be back. It's the easiest way to get people to come back.
I 100% agree. I make a schedule and hold yourself to it. So with us being different levels of streamers, I know that I think we're outside of Brikachu, we're all affiliate, right?
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm happy that you're here because you give the top view of things. My whole goal is to try to like,
I don't know about that, but
my whole goal is to give the viewers and listeners kind of an idea of like, I'm sure someone who's just starting off, who's at 20 followers or 50 followers or only averaging 4 viewers is going to be completely different to somebody with 1,000 followers and 30 average viewers, or someone that has partner and has more than that. Your focus is on different things. And I feel like your mindset is just a little bit different, pretty much the same, but there's slight tweaks. And so I like to have, I think we're all a pretty good mix of that wide range. And so I'm happy that you're partner. I'm happy that you're here. It gives the listeners and viewers a chance to kind of see, well, wow, okay, so that's what that level is looking for. Okay, well, right now I'm kind of here. I should probably be focusing on this, or
Yeah.
So speaking of you, you three at the current level that you are at with your Twitch stream, what is your current focus? Like, what is your main focus on right now? Is it like the amount of viewers you have? Is it the overlays, the quality, the graphics? What is your focus?
It's not even the stream at all. It's everything outside of it.
Really?
Yeah. And that's what kind of like let me hit. Like I was a 30 viewer Andy forever. And when I spent like 1 month, I did this like creator tournament, and I like listened to all the advice. There were like 30 of us like in a Discord together, and we were like really pushing each other. It was like I started a TikTok series, like it got a lot of traction, and then it got a lot of movement from TikTok to Twitch, and like that's kind of what pushed me there. It was just like saying yes, I did a streamer tournament. It was doing not all the things that I was doing in my normal content. So like now I'm like, all right, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, like that's what I'm thinking about. Like stream, like I basically nothing about me as a streamer has changed
Okay.
in like the last few months. The only difference is that I am putting eggs in the content creation basket, because when people think content creator, they think like, oh, like they're pressing go live, and like yes, I'm still doing that, and I'm still keeping up my stream schedule, but I was editing all of my own stuff. I just started outsourcing editing, thank God. Like but yeah, like that's the stuff that really like got me to grow, because like visibility and discoverability on Twitch is awful. Like you could stream like 1,000,000 hours and like people, it's really hard for people to find you. Or you could take like 5-10 hours a week, edit some TikToks, put them up, and if you are consistent and like post every single day on platforms, like you are going to get traction if you're putting out good content.
Okay. That's really solid.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, literally with the what you do inside of your stream is one thing, and you can be true to yourself 100%, and you can go day in and day out without changing anything. It's not going to matter. It's what you do outside of the stream. So I absolutely couldn't agree more. With I mean, for myself personally, like, yeah, I've worked a lot on like getting the quality, making sure that's good for like the viewership and such. Making sure it's not laggy, make sure it's a good time to actually, because if your stream itself quality wise isn't up to par with maybe someone else they can click on, they're not really going to stay, especially if it's something they're actually interested in. So that's one big thing. But yeah, like Rikachu said, 100%, with the other social media platforms, take advantage, take the time, and build yourself on those two. Just put yourself in your stream or whatever in other places that people might not, because not everyone is going to go right to Twitch to find you. They're going to go to other streaming platforms or other social media platforms as well. So yeah, 100%, definitely.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah, no, very, very wise words. You can hop on your stream and you can do you all day. I mean, where's like, yeah, there's effort in it, but if you're disciplined and you stick to that schedule of putting out content daily, or maybe not daily, but like, semi regularly, it's definitely going to it's going to bring a lot of fresh eyes over to you. It's like Rikachu was saying, I mean, you can stream hours and hours and hours, you're going to be under the massive crypt of just everybody that's streaming. It's super, super saturated, and because of that, you have to set yourself apart somehow. And yeah, that's gonna take some work. um I would say for myself, I'm still real little. I got a little over 80 followers, so I'm still, the way I see it, in my infancy. So I think for myself, a lot of it is more or less building up. First of all, need something to catch the eye, right? I mean, you gotta, if you can't catch the eye right off the bat, you're gonna be less likely to be paid attention to. And you can try to make up for that with personality and everything, and a lot of times you can. I'm not saying you can't do that, but so I think a big one right now is visuals, for myself, as well as having a consistent everything, because as time goes on and like I grow, it I change things, and changing things it can be good, but a lot of times it can also cause confusion. And if you're causing confusion, then people are going to be like, what's this guy doing? Is he this? Is he this? Is he this? What's going on? So I think a lot of it is kind of just getting that concrete foundation, finding out exactly what I am, what I'm doing, where I'm going, where I want to go, and just kind of cementing that and calling it my brand.
Okay. I have to agree. I'm
With
kind of I mean, so my viewpoint for the longest time has been I have to have my quality. My quality's never good enough. First, it was the camera. Well, the camera was grainy and it wasn't picking up things. And then everything washed me out. And so I got rope lights. I got all the RGB everything. I mean, my ceiling lights are color changing lights. They change and I have them set to party mode, so they'll cycle the colors. This is a 25-foot each direction rope light, so I wanted that along the ways. Then I have the triangle pieces there that also change color, and my microphone that changes color, my keyboard, my mouse, everything. To me, for the longest time, it was the aesthetic, the what you see on camera. The gameplay, what I'm playing, what I'm streaming, a little bit. I mean, as long as you're able to play it and your computer can handle it, that part really doesn't matter. But for the longest time, I was obsessed with sound alerts. I was obsessed with the overlay. I was obsessed with how everything looked. And I somehow, thankfully, pushed through and was able to get to where I'm at now using that. But it wasn't until recently that I started to really nail down and buckle down to do the multiple platform, to not just be on Twitch, to post on Twitter every time I go live, to take the clips that are made or go back through my VOD and clip things, then to make that a TikTok and try to upload it to there. But then I also post on my Instagram reel when I go live, which then shares it to my Facebook. Now I know my Facebook is my personal Facebook, but still, it's just recently that I started to switch to that cross-platform focus. And so Marlon, I completely agree with you. Early on, 100%. Focus on getting your quality as good as you can or as good as you're okay with. Later on, it will come. It will improve. But focus on that. Focus on your community. But in my opinion, once you start getting further and you've established that core group of community, start looking at cross-platform.
Absolutely. And I just one little tidbit. Without your brand, without you and what you want to do, your goals, your ambitions, your community, without that established, everything else is going to be jumbled. You're not going to be able to have set goals in advance. You're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to have it streamlined and be the way you want it to be. It's going to be a mix of whatever. And so, yeah, I think that's why that's my number one priority right now. Just so after that, I feel like everything else can be a little bit more clean cut, a little bit more organized, and super excited for when that day finally happens.
It'll happen. It'll happen. You got to speak what you want into existence, man. If you want it, say you got it.
I got it.
So actually, that's a great segue. Speaking of goals, with where you guys are with your stream, like, what is the next big goal? Like, what is the next thing you're striving for? Is it like a follower count? Again, is it follower count, viewer count, Discord size?
I mean, I feel like everyone obviously always wants all of that to go up. I mean, that's
well,
like
of course.
given. But I mean, personal goals, I mean, I feel like it kind of boils back down to what Brikachu was saying earlier of just trying to make yourself more out there is one of the biggest things. I don't know goal wise if there's anything else that comes to mind for it. Because other than trying to be consistent or setting yourself apart, and one other thing I want to touch on too is the reason, I guess, outsourcing yourself or putting yourself out there and other things other than just your streaming platform or that go live button is unless you're actively trying to grind yourself in like make yourself known in whatever community that you're trying to fit yourself into, it is extremely difficult to actually do that by yourself. You need the tools that are given to you for free, mind you, to actually take advantage of and use them. I mean, one of the best things to happen to content creators is shorts and reels and all that and TikTok and everything because it reaches so many more eyes than, the people that are only interested in watching a game. So, and the whole, obviously quality is another thing I like to touch on too, which thankfully I got that recently fixed, but I don't know in obviously nothing against your whole brand, Paco, but I don't know if it's so much like the flashy stuff that people kind of look for. Yes, I do agree that there's a time frame that people, when they click on you, you have, I don't know, if they haven't been there before, I'd say maybe 30 seconds to a minute to get them engaged, keep them in there, and then get them kind of, oh, maybe I do want to stay, or maybe, find out more or something like that. Because otherwise they're just going to keep looking. So, nailing down on that and trying to see what's going to work and what's going to fit for people to actually come back and watch, or maybe what's going to keep them enticed is an important thing. But I mean, I've seen people with, I mean, look how many lights you have and look how many I have. You know what I mean? Like I just have this, but but no, it's more focused on just I think a good time. I'd love to have that freaking sign that you have behind you, Marlon. That'd be sweet, but with my name on it. But no, it really does become an outsourcing thing too. And that's something I would love to actually take the time and buckle down and actually do it. Because I could have done it a long time ago and I've just kind of been pushing it off. So I would love to do that, get the other social media things, a foundation under those, so that way it becomes more consistent for uploading clips and such like that.
Okay. Solid.
Yeah.
Marlon, Brikachu?
I'm curious on Brikachu's goals, actually. Where she wants to go next. I'm very curious.
For me, like right now, Twitch is kind of like opening up their Partner Plus program. So now it's becoming like the Plus program. So it's open to affiliates and they're changing like the numbers on it. So before it used to be you had to have 350 points and that got you like the 70-30 split. So basically you get a higher revenue split from Twitch. Now if you get 100 points, which is like a little more manageable for people my size, then if you do that February, March, April, then for a year, then Twitch will give you a 60-40 split. So that's kind of what I'm grinding for right now. I normally only stream like 20 hours a week, but I've been trying to do some longer streams towards the end of February to grind that out. But yeah, I'd say that's my like Twitch specific goal.
Okay. Solid.
Yeah. So I mean, as for me, I think this one kind of 180s back to what we were just talking about. I mean, obviously my next goal is to establish that brand and make it so I have something that's my own, something that I can kind of set myself apart with. Aside from that, I mean, I know you said aside from followers and everything, I would just love to break triple digits. That'd be super cool. But yeah, I'm going to keep it low and slow on that one because it's still early. I mean, I have goals, I have ambitions. They're all there. The list of them is long. So, and it probably isn't anything that you guys don't know already or whoever's watching. So,
Okay. Solid. Again, I mean, I think that's a solid thing to strive for. I mean, as you said, sometimes it is a slow burn, but sometimes it is that rapid expansion. Circling back to when I hit affiliate, I had, I think 67 followers at the time, and I couldn't rub two of my streamers together to get me that 3 average viewers. And I was lucky enough to join a community where I met Pikachu. And that community was huge on helping streamers hit their goals and become affiliate and have that viewership and help to try to connect streamers with streamers to build their own community. And it kind of sifts through, you get the people that are truly in your community that stay. And then the others, they're there to support. They help you get to your goal of affiliate. And then they're like, okay, I'm just gonna back off here. You go do your thing. So I think that's it, definitely a great goal. Me personally, I'm sorry, Marlon. I'm sitting at 616 followers. My goal is 1,000 viewer or 1,000 viewers.
That would be dope.
Wow.
1,000 followers before the end of the year. Again, with it being late February, plenty of time. I'm also, I've been in long enough. I've hit the levels enough to know that it's not a main focus of mine, but I mean, it is a goal of the stream to break that 1,000 followers. But it's not necessarily about the followers. It's about that community. It's about the new people that come in that are able to be connected to the other members of your community. So I'm definitely striving to kind of just keep that going, slowly and steadily increase the community. I mean, as you guys know, Paco's taco stand, you want, like Marlon, once you have that theme, that brand, that something to market it,
Yeah.
it just naturally comes. It's once you get that, you can then focus on just being you, being genuine, doing what you love. Because circling back to what we said earlier, I think it's super easy for people to tell when you're not being genuine or you're not having fun. They can see right through it. There are some people that are better at hiding it, but for the most part, they're gonna see. If you're not having fun, they're gonna know. And I feel like that kind of takes away from the stream a little bit. So, like I said, my focus, 1,000 followers, just continue to build that community.
I feel like Pikachu has a couple words. I feel like she's stewing.
I was like trying not to forget what I was thinking, because like you were talking about like kind of like the streamer community that we had met in, and I feel like when people watch this, they're gonna go and they're gonna find insert community name here, like some random community, and it's gonna be like one of those like follow for follow kind of deals. Because like I've been there. Where like I was like, wow, like the people are so nice, and then that's all it is. Like everybody just follows each other, and like it's like they try to inflate each other's view counts. But I think if you're like going to find a streamer community, like do the work and like try to find one that's like legit, like it's a small one where like the people are like genuinely friends. It's tough, and I definitely you'll bounce through a few, but like I think I wish somebody had told me that when I first started streaming.
Very solid. That was a huge, I think when we all started, that was a huge thing, is that whole follow for follow, bro. Follow for follow. If you follow me, I'll follow you.
Lurk for lurk.
Yeah, or lurk for lurk. Yeah.
Without retention, followers are pointless. I mean, if you have no retention, nobody coming back, it's just, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. And like Pikachu said, you gotta be careful. You really gotta do your homework and sift through, because there are a lot that are demanding, and there are a lot that are gonna try to force you to be who you're not, to fit their criteria, to remain in their group. Well, hey, bro, we followed you. We got you to affiliate. How come you're not supporting other people? How come you're not doing this? How come you're not in with us to help get this person, insert person to affiliate? How come you're not doing that, bro? You really got to do that if you're going to stay in this community.
It's like a timeshare. Can't get out.
Legit.
That was one of the biggest, like, I want to say just like most appalling things ever of when I started like my big streaming grind back when Beam.Pro came out. And obviously that evolved into Mixer, but that was Beam. That's all it was follow for follow. because everyone was just trying to get off the ground, and it was the most annoying thing ever. Um, and you just didn't want to be part of it. And then when it evolved to Mixer, that's where my big push came in. So I'm in the same boat, or I mean, not same boat, but like I get where you're coming from, Paco, where you'd love to hit the 1,000 mark because I did on Mixer, and I certainly miss it. And but that back then was a totally different time. I wasn't Snap. Nobody knew me as that. A totally different name. When that got bought out and that got I mean that's where I joined like my big community of where met people that streamed other things, but we all kind of knew each other. And so we were able to, hey, we're gonna go raid this person, hey, we're gonna go raid this person. But there was a variety enough to where they all connected and people knew, oh God, I know you from here, I know you from here, I know you from here. And it kind of just everyone gets to kind of flood into that same kind of community. And then also not only for the viewer, they're coming for one person, but they also kind of get an experience for all of them, which is really nice. Especially if you have that community where everyone is just super friendly and just kind of in it together. So that was a big thing. That's where I met like, a Panda and all them in that sense. So
Shout out
but
Panda.
yeah, shout out Panda. Certainly loved that time. But yeah, once that got bought out, I kind of quit streaming for a while. Because it was kind of just a knife through the heart kind of thing. That just kind of it sucked really. And so and obviously going to Twitch was kind of the only other decision that pretty much everyone for Mixer was making that decision. You're going to go to Twitch or you're going to go to Facebook Gaming, and nobody wants to do that.
Oof.
So after a while of, okay, maybe I should give it another shot. Well, I went to Twitch and my name was taken, so I couldn't really go to the same name.
Wow.
Uh, so that kind of put a knife through it. So I had to rebrand, but it's okay. We're doing okay. But
Okay.
yeah, the community's such a huge thing. Just find something. Not even if it's someone that or something like you can get into a community that of something like you're passionate about, like whether it be League or Smite or something, whatever it might be, Rocket League, and just kind of get into the community of people who know you from other places. But even then, like I've built community with other people just by stumbling across their stream or a random raid and then meeting people off of that and then bringing them back too. So that's a huge thing. I would really recommend doing so, and provides more connections than you would think.
I have a question.
Sure.
How do you guys network?
Ooh. Do you guys have I'll let you guys are the guest. I will let you take that first.
Networking as in like just
I
like
would
other
I would
platform?
say that I don't really network that much. I work a lot, and it is more or less something I do at the end of the night.
That's fair.
So by the end of most days, there's not really, and it's one of those things. It's you could just like hop into a community like you guys are saying, and that would be honestly the perfect way to network, assuming it is the right crowd. But I mean, I think a way I should be networking is maybe outreaching to some of these streamers, maybe some a little bit bigger, some a little bit smaller that are kind of in the same wheelhouse as I am. And just you know, shoot the shit, so to speak. Sorry, Paco, if that wasn't allowed.
Oh no. No. You're
But
good.
but I feel like that's probably the best way for someone like me to go anyway. Just kind of shoot my shot, and just say, hey, what's up, and hopefully get a response. And a lot of the people are super cool, so I probably would get a response. Probably would be welcomed into your group, your posse. And from there, you just meet people there, and then they'll tell two friends, and then they'll tell two friends.
Solid.
Networking for me was much different back then. That's where the community was kind of like the biggest thing, especially on Mixer. It was just way easier to do that, and Mixer was really good about like putting small streamers on the front page. So that was a big thing. They kind of did it for you, which is the nice part. Now it's main. I mean, other than Twitch, mainly Twitter is the only other place that I kind
Yeah.
of put things out there. Because I don't know, other than like fully investing in the reels and shorts part of Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff, which again, it's new to me. I don't even literally I don't even have a TikTok. I've never had a TikTok, and people look at me like I'm insane.
You
But
save so much time.
I would, yeah, dude, I am totally fine. Like, rest in peace, Vine, and that was the only thing that I did for 6 seconds. You know what I'm
True.
saying? So I left that whole TikTok craze behind, and I didn't want to get on that boat. But mainly just Twitter is pretty much it. For the most part, if I get more time, because as Marlon knows, I work a lot too. So it's if I get more time to do the other things, then I definitely would.
I have to agree. Twitter is one of the main places that I post when I go live. Lately I've been posting a reel onto my story on Instagram. Even on Snapchat. I even go as far as putting it on my stories on Snapchat. Typically I'll post it there and then just save the video and then just post that video. But as far as networking, I think the biggest thing for me is finding other streamers, like Marlon said. Finding other streamers that have similarly aligned vibes, if you will. Yeah, hi.
Oh, I found one.
Yeah.
And like Marlon said, literally just be engaged in their stream.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that helped me a lot early on was being the biggest hype man that I possibly could be.
You're very good at that.
He's
Very
always been
good.
doing that.
I know it sounds cheesy and I know it sounds, but honest to God, I found it the best way to do it, or at least for me.
He's just
you're
high energy. That's it.
I have that golden retriever energy.
You do.
And so like I'll go into other streams. I'll be in other streams. I will absolutely chat the crap out of you. Like for me, what got me into streaming, I know I didn't say it earlier, but what got me into streaming was I like to talk to people and I like to play games. When COVID hit, you couldn't, you could, but you really couldn't talk to people. So why not stream and bring the two together?
Yeah.
And so with me, I love being a hype man. I want more success for my friends than I do myself. Like, don't get me wrong. I hope I'm successful. I hope that I have that success, but I hope that my friends get there first. I hope that they get further than I do, quicker than I do. And so I feel like if you find a community, you join their community, you become part of that, and you're just genuine about it, be in other streams, like especially if it's a game that you like. Go to a streamer, go watch their stream, see what they're doing, chat with them, really engage with them. And I'm trying to change this. I am, right? But I keep having this mindset of I don't want others to think that my success was because of someone. I want it to be that I built this. I did this. And I'm trying to adjust that. It's still, I'm doing this, but it's more of, it's okay to seek out that help. It's okay to network. It's okay to reach out to other streamers and join their communities. And like Snap said, to have them kind of mingle, I feel like there's going to be that overlap. There's going to be people from those streams that also like your stream and your energy and your community. And so you'll have those people come over, but just go engage with other people.
You have to network to be successful. There's no, like, that goes for professionalism in your job. That goes for streaming like this. That goes for anything like that. If you don't network, you have no visibility. Nobody knows. And Yeah, so it's definitely nothing to be ashamed of, and it's something that should be embraced more than anything.
What's wild, Paco, is I know a lot of people who don't network, but for like the opposite reason of you. Like they're like, I don't want to raid anyone because I'm scared my viewers are gonna like that person more than they like me. Which I feel like is just such a wild conception. Like there's like I don't know, I'm gonna make a crazy number, like 10 billion. Yeah, that's
Whoa. Sure.
nope. Yeah, there's not even that many people in the world, but 10 billion people like watching Twitch. Like there are enough viewers for all of us and then some, you
Mhm.
know. But I feel like people are just so scared to like get out of their shell because they're like, I don't know, like what if my people see them? Because like we've got similar vibes, but like what if they're cooler and they're more popular than me?
I hope so.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like that's so cool.
You know,
That is I hope so. I hope I rate somebody that absolutely just blows up, you
Mhm.
know? And a lot of times that's even when I'm streaming. When I'm streaming, and I this is another thing that I think is a huge tip. When you're streaming, raid out. You don't have to every time, but raid out.
Do it
I-
every time.
I feel like for me specifically, I like raiding out to people that aren't affiliate yet because I want everyone to hit that level. I want everyone to be successful. So I will, for the most part, doesn't always happen, but for the most part, I try to raid out to people that aren't affiliate yet. I had to take a huge break in streaming just recently because I had a lot of stuff happen, like a lot. But recently I haven't been rating out to people that aren't affiliate. It's been people that I like, streamers that I like. I will rate out to their streams because I'm slowly getting back into the swing of things and really trying to stay the consistent route. And so I want people to see the people that I think are cool, that I think are awesome. Not that I'm saying that these people that aren't affiliate that I rate out to aren't awesome or cool, but I'm not rating out to the people that are affiliates specifically to help them reach affiliate, you know? I want other people to be exposed to the people that I think are cool.
wait a second. You never rated to me. You don't think I'm cool?
Oh, okay,
No,
all
yeah,
right.
totally
Calling
kidding.
me out in my own creation. I see how it is.
I'm waiting for the twit longer to pop up about Paco now.
Yep.
Right? In other news, Paco Taco Stand takes a huge dive.
Paco Taco asked guy to be on his podcast and never raids him.
Breaking news.
No, it does boil down to that too. Of again, I keep mentioning Mixer. God rest in peace. But back then, staying engaged in a community and not only like letting them see your face, and another thing is rating out to others, small streamers in that sense, whether it be in the same kind of community or game that you're building for your own self or your brand, if you're trying to stay to one thing or not, or if it's just someone completely random. Again, seeing them grow and helping them out too is a beautiful thing. And hey, later on, if they want to, they'll do it back, and it can build something really cool in that sense. I know I personally love going around, especially in a community that I'm like super passionate about, and to different streamers and different communities, and meeting new people that way and such. Just kind of seeing what they're doing and what's working for them, and kind of seeing things here and there of what people like seeing engaged with, and adding it to myself or maybe tweaking it here and there. But yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, Paco, on that sense. I know you're the biggest golden retriever I know, so.
Well, I mean, to be honest, that's kind of how I know all three of you.
Mhm.
You know, Brikachu and I were in that support group.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you played a game that I was passionate about. You were streaming when we met, but it was cool to have that connection. Although you and I connected from a mutual friend, but that's the point. Is I found this mutual friend of ours. He connected me to you. You and I are similar in what we play, similar on our styles of streaming. that's the connection. That is literally the connection, you know. And I wouldn't have had that had I not reached out and joined these communities and joined these streamers. I would have never known you or Karn, you know. So I feel like having that connection from stream, whether it be just chatting in someone's stream or whether it be raiding out to someone, huge builder. And eventually you get to have something like this, a podcast episode collaboration, you know. And I know I said it already, but hype each other up, hype all your friends up, because I promise you what you put out will come back. It really will. But let's pivot just a little bit. So I this is something that I'm adding, wasn't in the prompts. Ooh. So if you had to choose one piece of equipment for somebody who is looking into going into streaming, one piece of equipment, whether it's a specific microphone or if it's a camera or if it's a computer or a device, what would that be and why? Remember, this is for somebody just starting out with streaming.
Do they have anything right now?
What?
Preferably something to play on if they want to.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Let's just assume that it's somebody who has the necessary equipment already.
So an upgrade.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. What would be the first upgrade? The first thing to focus on upgrading? Like for me, I had a Logitech C920 camera.
Everyone did.
Everyone did.
I'm sure probably everyone did.
You know, because it was a solid camera for the time. I had a computer. It could stream. It wasn't the greatest stream, but it still could stream, you know. I think the first thing that I upgraded was the camera. You know, that was the first thing that I upgraded. The quality of camera that I had wasn't exactly the greatest. I didn't necessarily go into the settings and fine tune it. But like right now, I upgraded from the Logitech C920 to what I have now, the Elgato Facecam. You know,
I would say that the first thing, and this kind of constitutes as an upgrade, maybe. I guess it depends. But if you don't have a second monitor,
Oh, good answer.
that is a game changer. So if you're rolling one monitor, do yourself a favor. It can be the Discord Streamlabs monitor. You know, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just get that second second optical on there, because that's super handy. If you are rolling with two monitors currently, I would say that the next piece to upgrade would probably be, the thing is that some people don't even stream with camera. So a camera, I don't know. I'd say a good microphone is probably the move, because obviously you are going to be speaking, and if it's crackling and shit, like, nah. You want to make sure your voice is crisp. It is that of the angels. It is something people can fall asleep to, or get super hype if you're watching Paco. But overall, I'd say if you don't have that second monitor, priority uno.
Okay, that is a solid answer.
Thanks.
Free control, I'll let you go.
Oh man, I feel like I'm the person that gets tossed the ones when we don't know an answer. Mine probably, and this is because I've had really bad experience with them, graphics card. Like throughout I've been streaming for 3.5 years now, and I've gone through like 3 different graphics cards and they've all failed.
Ooh.
So I would say like if you've got one that's like old, like they're pricey. And so that's why I didn't upgrade them for a long time. But I think now because whenever they would fail and I would go through like a month of streaming where my stream would just die all the time, computer just turns off. Like that just caused me like so much stress that I wish I had just bitten the bullet a little earlier and then like gotten the upgrade. Cause it's like damn, like I love all the things going on the stream, but if the computer turns off, like there's no show.
It's a really good answer.
True.
You definitely want to make sure your gameplay's looking crisp as well. So that's solid.
It's this is gonna be like a rap, like whole rap thing, because
Oh,
everyone's situation. Well, no,
okay.
everyone's situation is different. Okay, everyone's situation is different. Everyone could use a certain upgrade of some sort, so it's kind of hard to knock it to one. Now, if you say everyone had a bajillion dollars and they could upgrade whatever they wanted to, I mean, we could go down the list right now, but
I wish.
but unfortunately, a lot of people have a budget, and you can only
Mhm.
upgrade what you can at the time. So it's tough to narrow it down to one thing. I think Marlon's answer is very good. All I could think of is, what is my purpose? You pass butter for the second
You load
monitor.
Discord.
Yeah. But I mean that's always a solid one. Obviously good internet, that's a great one.
Really?
That's
What
that's
what
one of
gives
the
you
most
that
important.
idea?
That's one of the most
Projecting.
important. Yeah. Personal experience, better internet. But I don't know. I've seen many. I mean, there's many people out there that are successful without a camera, so I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I do think mic is important, absolutely, because if people are going to have you or hearing you talk, especially without a camera, that's going to be super important.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's tough to narrow it down to one thing.
All right. So then, even if it's not like a high purchase upgrade, like a second monitor, let's be honest, you don't need a $1,000 monitor. You can go on to Amazon and purchase, even if it's $100 or $50. There are some on there that are $50. Now, granted, they're not exactly the best quality, but if you're using it just to put on your stream software so you can see your preview to make sure everything is, all the sound levels are correct and the stream is actually seeing what you're seeing and you're not dropping frames, it doesn't have to be an expensive monitor. It could be a $50, $100 monitor and it works.
I wouldn't even say it's more of like to me, I wouldn't even say for like I wouldn't even look at it as an upgrade, because so many people get successful and succeed off of different things. I would even say it's a materialistic thing. If you have a baseline, just have the knowledge and determination to go do it, and build yourself off of that. Grow.
Upgrade that attitude.
Yeah,
That's good. You heard it here, first, folks. Upgrade the attitude.
Yeah.
Solid advice from Carnesthesia.
I don't know. They're all good choices. Second monitor, microphone, gaming chair, so your aim's better. A bunch of stuff.
Can't believe I didn't think of that.
There's my answer. No.
Honestly, there's so many things you can do to upgrade your stream for free, right? Like it's not even,
Yeah,
I feel like none of the things I spent money on like really made the stream.
True.
Watch a couple videos, upgrade your knowledge. All right.
I mean, that's still solid advice.
It is. It really is.
I know that there are plenty of, again, YouTube being the I'm going to teach you everything, there are plenty of YouTube videos and there are plenty of streamers, some of them in this call that actually help with advice. Rikachu. No, there are people out there that make the content that help you improve your stream, whether it be, all right, let's look at your bit rate. Let's look at your, what quality of stream you're putting out there. Are you putting out 1080p, but your computer's kind of lagging? Great, bump it down. You don't have to have the top tier settings until you have the capability of doing the top tier settings. So that is solid advice. There are plenty of YouTube videos out there to give advice on things that can help you for free right now.
Knowledge is power.
True. Anyways. So kind of to wrap things up, circle it back, kind of, sort of, not really, but we're wrapping it up. If you had to choose one moment so far in your stream career that is the biggest or most proud you've been of your stream, the happiest moment that you've had of your stream, as of right now, what would that be?
I want to hear Marlon first.
Yeah, absolutely. Why is that so
Why
funny,
is
man?
it Paco left?
I'm just glad it's not me.
Yeah,
Because
No,
Snap,
I have
almost
one
every
ready.
answer. Well, no, almost every question, Snap's like, "Nah, I'll let you answer first."
I just want to hear it.
No. I
So-
want to hear his first.
All right.
Sorry.
So I was doing a lot of the times I took a little bit of a break after I did this for so long, but for a while there I was doing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time randomizers. So fresh playthrough every time. It was a blast. While doing that, someone released a ROM hack of the game, and essentially it was the game itself, Ocarina of Time, but a whole different game, and it was fan made. Uh, Somehow skated by Nintendo on that one. But they didn't charge, so they're safe. But I thought it was super cool. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be badass. It's gonna be like, experiencing a new Ocarina of Time-esque game for the first time again. It's gonna be super cool. And jumped on it shortly after it released, couple days. And while I was playing, one of the developers came in and chatted with me for hours. It was super super cool. Just to be able to, and I'm like, hey man, like no spoilers, like I want to be able to do this, but like am I missing something, like is there something around here? And he chimed in for like, I want to say 4 days straight that I was streaming it, dropped me a follow, and I'm like, hey man, there's a spot to donate, I'd love to do it. And he's like, nah, we ain't about that, man. I'm like, and it just built up a pretty big respect for him after hearing that too. But I would say that that's probably my number one proud moment. It was super cool to be able to chat with someone that created this thing that I was portraying to other people. It was a pretty cool, unique experience.
For sure. Marlon, what is with you in just having these people that are up there that you're oblivious to, and then just randomly, willy-nilly, just chatting with them like they're a random person? Like for those that are listening and watching, back in January, Carnesthesia, Snapdax, and myself went to the Smite World Championship down in Texas. Okay, yeah, show off the merch there, Snap. And we had VIP tickets, went to the after party. There is a relatively larger streamer. I wouldn't say he's a big streamer, but he's a relatively larger streamer within the Smite community. We're at this after party. It's an arcade. It's all of the games were free to play. You go over, I'm walking through, and I see Carnesthesia here playing Guitar Hero with this big streamer, like this relatively larger streamer, oblivious to who this guy is.
That's the key, man. They're human.
No,
he
I get
definitely
that.
he definitely
Oh.
wasn't also slightly intoxicated at all. Just putting that out there.
Fair. I just that's wow. That you had a developer of that.
Yeah. I mean, it was, I imagine, I believe it was like three dudes. But I'm sure they wanted to chime in. And he even said, he's like, I prefer to go into smaller streamers. There's less clutter. It's not as vocal in the chat. And like, I can kind of like, not necessarily like one-on-one with me, but, like we'd be able to have a conversation without a bunch of distorted whatever in the background. And so I mean that's the reason, is that I was just pipsqueak. So
Snap, what about you?
So I don't know. The biggest thing that comes to mind,
Living in the
back
glory
next
days.
2 days, yeah, I know.
Hey, it's still part of your stream career.
I know. Back then, one of the games that I really built a community on and was kind of known for streaming was State of Decay 1 and 2. When 2 came out back then, I was streaming it a lot and had built up a really nice following in it. And the developers that make State of Decay and State of Decay 2 is Undead Labs. They followed me on Mixer and rated me quite often.
Nice.
featured me on their page and stuff on Mixer for playing the game. When Daybreak came out and such, I was like one of their main guys for that. So
Very cool.
probably that.
Okay, I didn't
And
know
you
that.
were sitting here wondering what to say, like
That I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't want to bring up Mixer again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Marlon, that's cool that you had a developer of some random game that you know.
right. But
might
how
get
about this
copywritten,
AAA
but,
title?
you know.
It was really cool because I love that game
Not
so
a big
much,
deal.
and I can't wait for State of Decay 3 to come out. But yeah, that was really cool to see and
Okay.
be a part of.
I wish I had gone first.
Oh.
I have not been discovered by any League of Legends developers.
I
Okay.
I
Well,
mean, there was the event. It wasn't streamed,
yeah.
but
Well, okay. Wait. I did get like a really, really big raid once. I was participating in a streamer tournament. And my team had just lost. And I was feeling really bad because I felt like it was all my fault because there's like every team has like a low rank person and then it's like everyone of like different ranks. So I was like crying. I thought I had just like lost the tournament. And then all of a sudden my team captain, who's like a big streamer, and the host, who's also a big streamer, rated me. So like for a moment there were like 4,000 people watching my stream and I'm just crying. But like when I look back on it now, that's like a really cool thing to happen.
There you go.
Yeah, so
That's
now I'm the girl who
awesome.
cried in front of 4,000 people. But like like it was so wholesome too that I was like, oh wow, they were like comforting me and stuff. So like I guess, can that count as cool?
oh, for sure.
That is
huge.
absolutely cool.
I'd love
That
to
is
cry in front of
massive.
4,000 people.
Seriously.
I cry quite often in front of way fewer people, but
I mean, that's wow. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. I'm
Paco, other than making tacos and chugging hot sauce, what about you?
yeah, chugging hot sauce. Oh God, the first Wheel of Doom. Ooh, flashbacks. So this is gonna sound cheesy. This is gonna sound really cheesy. Okay.
Mhm.
But I am a very sentimental guy. I'm a very sentimental guy. I have a lot of stuff here, like in boxes of things when I was a child that I still hold a lot of value to. I have a tin of rocks that I collected when I was like 8 because I thought it was the coolest thing. They were all different colors, shades, styles. I still have that here. Now, granted, I'm shortly going to get rid of it, but that's what I mean. I'm very sentimental about things. My biggest achievement in my stream right now was the first time I got rated.
Mhm.
The first time I got rated, I was absolutely flabbergasted, lost for words, and just thankful. I was like, I'm getting goosebumps. I was just in that moment, and it was such a great feeling. Because everyone's like, oh, I'm just a Joe Schmo nobody. But you know, I'm having fun streaming to the 2-3 viewers that I'm streaming to. And then all of a sudden 26 people come in, you know, and it's just like
More reason to raid the smaller streamers. It kind of loops back to that. I mean,
Sure, they feel the same thing.
You can also make someone else feel that same way and tell their story in 5 years and they'll get goosebumps.
true. And it's one of the reasons why I absolutely pledge to myself to be the biggest hype man that I can. Because whether you're a 10,000 average viewer streamer, top 0.001% of Twitch, or whether you're 0 viewers, first stream ever, people feel that. They feel that. They I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Sure, with your first raid, sure, make us feel like shit when we get raided by developers, and
Not gonna
that first
lie,
raid.
I forgot what the question was. I thought we were talking about our biggest raid.
I mean, it
Big-
works.
I mean, it still fits.
Thing you're most proud of, and I was like, oh, she's gonna say partner, of course.
No, I forgot.
Well, I mean,
Like, yeah, I
does it still
tried.
stand?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so then what is the biggest goal that you hit, the proudest moment of stream that you've had?
It wasn't even partner. It was I won a competition by a streamer, Caliente, who's like known for like streamer advice on TikTok. And I've been like listening to her stuff for years.
Mhm.
So like I entered being like, I mean, I'm gonna learn something. Like, who cares if I win? And like I got to meet a ton of other streamers, and I went into her like stream announcing the winners, being like, like I'm pretty sure I had the like top 3 in my mind. I knew who it was gonna be, and none of those people were me. So she like did this slideshow, and it was like giving hints about the people before she announced them, and it was like did this, and I was like, I did that. That's kind of weird. And it's like did this, and I was like, wait, and it was like, oh, and they did. I was like, wait, that's. I looked at my husband. I was like, I think, and then she said it was me, and I was like literally the person that I look up to so much, like hosted her first ever like thing like this, and I won. So it was a very like sentimental, like wow, I think I'm like actually on the road to like doing something that I really want to do here.
Nice.
So yeah,
Okay.
I will pay attention to the questions.
But biggest raid.
Yeah, but biggest raid. No, that's awesome. I too. So although I started streaming Smite and I've been not a Smite specific streamer, I like to claim that I'm a variety streamer because I stream various different things, but I also have been following Catliente for a while. She is awesome. But anybody that takes the time to do stuff like that, anybody who takes the time to give advice to other people, hats off to you, because you're the ones that are the selfless ones. Now, you're the ones that are helping out people get to where they want to be, hit the goals that they want to get hit, But that is awesome. I didn't know that. It's kind of awesome.
She's my hero.
Well, that's all I got for you guys. I again, I do appreciate that you guys took the time out of your schedule to hop on this episode and shed a little light on the different tiers of streaming and what your focuses are and advice for those that are the different levels, what to look for, I do appreciate that. That means a lot.
Thank you
It was
for
a
having
pleasure.
us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
So just to reiterate, you can find all these lovely people at twitch.tv/Snapdax, Brikachu, and Carnesthesia. But that is going to be it. We're going to wrap up this episode. Thanks for everyone for listening and watching. I appreciate it greatly. And we'll see you guys on the next one.